Hey everyone, welcome back to Sunita's English Adventure. I hope you all are doing well. So, in today's video, I had an amazing conversation with a tutor from EnglishYaari platform. And I had an amazing time with her, I must say, because we talked about my English journey and we had a fun talk on the topic that was given to us spices in India. We also talked on how to inculcate new vocabulary in your speaking and how to actually retain it in your daily life. So, you're definitely going to get a lot of learning in just one video. At the end, she has shared some feedback for me that might help you as well in this journey. So, you don't want to miss out on this. Watch the video till end and take away something useful from it.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
How are
Am I
you?
properly audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, perfectly.
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. It's our first session together, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yes. So, how long have you been in English, Sherry?
I guess lately I've been around, I've taken around 10 to 12 sessions this time.
Great.
Mhm.
Okay, that's great. So, you were there before, or you just extended your subscription?
I was there before. When I started my English journey, that time I had taken around 17 sessions, but then I left. I took a long gap and I'm
Okay.
back again.
Great, great. So, what are you doing?
I am a YouTuber and
Oh,
I teach spoken English to beginners and intermediates. I simply share whatever I have been learning through all these years. Not, but it's been a year, a complete year. On
okay.
this 14th, on this 12th August, actually, it was our birthday.
Oh, oh, great, great,
So
great,
I've been
great.
sharing my knowledge with people.
Okay, so what is your content related to? Just English or
All
anything else?
English. Yes,
Only
everything
English.
around English.
Okay,
I post conversational videos and then vlogs in English, some
okay,
informative reel. So
okay, okay.
yes.
So is this a part of your video?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Because some students, some learners, they are YouTubers, but it takes a little bit of time for me to get processed. When other students tell me, ma'am, I saw you on YouTube, I was like, okay, when did you see me on YouTube? So that becomes a
Yes.
big chaos there. I was like, okay, I didn't know about that. Thank you for letting me
Uh-huh.
know. But
Uh-huh.
then, yeah, still, because I have a lot of students, a lot of learners who put conversational videos on YouTube so that they can share it with other
Mhm.
aspiring learners who want to learn English.
Right.
Right.
And I
Yes.
have something similar to share with you because I have watched your video on Naveen's channel. He is also one of
Okay.
the learners on EnglishYaari, and I
Okay.
was really fascinated by the aura you create in your session. So I thought
Is
I also
it?
want to try one session with you.
Great. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I've heard the name Naveen a lot of times because most of them, I think English Bowl, if I'm not wrong.
True. Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah. I've
that's right.
seen one of my videos and then I was like, okay, I wasn't that great in that video. So most of the learners who come as a first time, they say like, okay, we saw your video, we saw
Mhm.
Naveen's YouTube channel, and that's why we booked a session with you. I was like, okay, thank you so much. Somebody's making me famous in some or the other way.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yes,
Naveen is
yes.
helping you promote your skills.
Exactly. And I found that he is uploading a lot of videos with a lot of different
Mhm.
tutors also. So
Right.
yeah, which is good in a way. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. So what is your motive today?
Nothing. I just want to learn something new from you because,
Okay.
whenever I get on conversation with anyone, be it co-learners or experts, I always try to learn something new, try to take away something valuable from the sessions. So,
Okay.
expecting the same from today's session.
Expecting same for okay. So where are you from?
I'm from Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand. You're just a homemaker or you're doing something else other than YouTube?
I am a homemaker or juggling between a lot of things actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been a homemaker for a good amount of time, and
Great.
then I tried my hand at YouTube and then teaching. So right now I can say I've been handling all these things at once, all together simultaneously, you can say. So yes.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Great. That's a great juggling between works, right? Okay. So, is there any hobby or passion that you are looking forward to with your YouTube sessions?
This is actually my hobby. I'm simply pursuing my hobby through my YouTube channel because I love talking to people. I love learning from them, not only English but through their life experiences as well. Whenever
Exactly.
I meet anyone elderly, any experienced people in life, they teach me a lot.
Mm,
So I've been learning a lot through this session. I'm getting a lot of exposure. So simply
exactly.
loving it, and I'm looking forward to be on this journey for a very long time, down the line. I'm just looking forward to meet more and more people, learning new things from them, and
Exactly.
improving myself as a person. I'm trying
Exactly.
to do that.
Exactly. That's the whole motive of most of the people, right? To just progress in life with a lot of things. So how was your progress from how you were and how you are right now? What is the progress that you have seen throughout your life?
I feel that I have drastically transformed my personality through my
Mm-hmm.
experience, through the exposure. Because when I started, that time I was a bit underconfident, not fully
Mm-hmm.
confident, but some confidence was there, very less percentage, I would say. But yes, over time, when I started, ever since I started talking to people and learning from them, so slowly and gradually that helped me boost my confidence too. And sometimes you get a lot of appreciation from people, so that's something that's easy to digest
Exactly.
and then easy to process, and
Mm.
that automatically lifts up your confidence. But when
Exactly.
you get criticism,
Mm.
so that also helps you build up your personality, or
Exactly.
that also teaches you something in life,
Exactly.
right? So you try to
Exactly.
work upon that as well. You try to take that in.
Mm,
You
mm.
simply don't want to respond or react.
Exactly.
Actually, you
Exactly.
can respond
Exactly.
but not react suddenly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that also teaches you a lot, and I'm learning these things as well these days because on my YouTube channel this time I have a family of 34,000 subscribers. So
Great.
you can understand when you become famous. I never wanted to be famous in my life. This is something I'm telling you honestly, because for the same thing, when your reach increases, you'll get people of every kind. Some would appreciate you and the others would try
Criticize
to
you.
pull you down, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I was scared of that thing, the negative part.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
now I am trying to tackle those negativity as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, although still I don't want to be famous, but I'm learning to tackle
Yes.
all these things. But yes,
Exactly.
people are appreciating me a lot. I'm so grateful for that too. But at the same time, you have to learn how to say no to things.
Exactly.
Sometimes people want to talk to you, and they would say that I want to practice my English with you and talk to me and all that. Although we have many responsibilities apart
Exactly.
from YouTube too, so we have to
Mm,
take care of everything, so you
mm,
have to say no to them in a graceful
mm.
manner. So we're
Yeah,
learning that as well.
you can't disappoint them or make them devastated in some or the other way, right?
Yes, and I feel
Exactly.
bad somewhere deep down. I feel bad when I say no, but still
Exactly.
you don't have to always speak by your heart. You have to sometimes use your mind as well.
Mine too, yeah, exactly that. But it's a very difficult task, to reject
Yes, yes.
somebody or say no to somebody. But then I think
Mhm.
at some point you have to learn to say that because without
Yes.
that, especially for women, we can't come up in life. We'll be downsided always.
Mhm.
Right.
But
Yes.
being a woman, I always feel bad whenever I say no. But still, I have to do that because I can't take it all. I can't sign up to everything that comes my way,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. We
So
have
that's.
responsibilities other than that,
Hmm.
which takes us away sometime, right? Exactly.
Right, right.
Yes. So anything that you want to, come up with or you want to ask me something, you can go on with that.
Mhm. Okay. Although I've already watched many of your videos, so I know a lot
Yes.
about you. But
Mhm.
as our today's topic is spice, right?
Yes,
Spices in India.
something related to spices in India.
Right. So could you please help me learn some vocabulary related to spices because I'm not well acquainted with this particular area,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like we can
Okay.
talk about it and I may
Mm-hmm.
learn some vocabulary in the process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So in my state, basically, I'm from Kerala. Our famous spice is pepper, black pepper. We use
Mm-hmm.
that mostly here. So it has a lot of different wordings in other places. But in as it was found in Kerala, when Vasco da Gama or somebody came here, the first thing that they got introduced to was pepper. That's the spice, and that's why Kerala is known for spices, basically. Other than that, so that is the first thing that I would like to talk about is pepper. as such.
Mhm.
So I think you would have also come across pepper and you would be using it in your daily life, right? So can you
Yes.
tell me some of the uses or
Mhm.
some of the ways in which you use pepper in your daily life?
Right. And I've read somewhere that pepper is also called black gold.
Black gold, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
So
it's
people
true.
still call it black gold, or it was
No, 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 no.
Mhm.
It's not
Not.
that famous and it's not
Uh-huh.
relatable also in most of the parts in India itself. But I think in the outside part, that is outside India, people refer
Mhm.
to as black gold to an
Okay.
extent, but still it
Mhm.
is called as black pepper only.
Yes, yes.
That's what people understand with. They can't
Uh,
relate with black gold
right, right. Maybe
in most
for
commonly.
foreigners. For
Foreigners,
foreigners,
yes.
it might be
Mhm.
black gold but for us, it's our,
It's just pepper.
daily spice.
It's just pepper. But because there's a confusion, because there's a lot of peppers, bell
Mhm.
peppers are there, capsicum basically in our
Mhm.
language. So that's why it's seen as black pepper because bell pepper is there. So there's a
Mhm.
distinction. That's why, as a whole, it's called as pepper. It comes under this category of pepper. But in pepper itself, there are different kinds of peppers.
Right.
Black pepper is also pretty much, spicy when compared to
Mhm.
the other peppers, whereas bell pepper is also spicy. And you have
Mhm.
different colors for bell peppers,
Mhm.
like green,
Red,
yellow,
green,
red. Yeah,
yellow.
that
Mm.
differs. Right.
Yes.
So, have you heard of the word bland?
Bland, yes, tasteless,
Bland.
flavorless.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
not tasteless or flavorless.
Mhm.
It's just that
Mhm.
it doesn't have spice in it. It
Okay.
would mostly be salt, just salt. So when you
Mhm.
say spicy, it's a mixture of spices. But when
Mhm.
you say bland, it's just one amount of spice that you use in it. That's why it's called as bland. You
Okay,
know,
so
it's not
Mhm.
tasteless. It's not
Mhm.
tasteless. It has
Mhm.
some flavor in it, but it is not an overpowering flavor. It is
Mhm.
on the downside,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
But salt is also called a spice?
It's not spice. Salt is not spice. Salt
Uh-huh.
is a part where you add taste to the product or the dish. It's not called
Mhm.
as a spice. It's never called as a spice. Spice
Okay.
is basically when you have that spiciness inside your mouth. It has a pungent taste, like a
Mhm.
pungent, you say it has a pungent smell or a pungent taste, but it has that kicking
Strong,
thing.
strong
Yeah.
smell.
Say, for example, when you take chili powder, the first time
Mhm.
when you make chili powder from the chilies, what
Mhm.
happens is that when it becomes a powder and you open your blender, that
Mhm.
powder just hits your eyes and nose.
Mhm.
That has a spicy taste or a spicy
Mhm.
smell. So
Okay.
whenever you get a spice and which kicks in, the smell or the
Mhm.
taste kicks in, that's called as a spice.
Right. Same
Say
goes
for
for black pepper.
yes.
I don't like black pepper, but whenever we suffer from cold, that time it's a must-have. It relieves,
It relieves.
it gives you relief
Very big
from that.
relief.
Sore
Exactly.
throat. Yeah.
Mhm. So for us, we consider that, soup. If you take soup also, when you are not feeling well, especially when you have a sore throat or a cold, which is
Mhm.
not going fast, the first thing that we do is we make soup. We make a chicken
Mhm.
broth and then we make soup. There we add a lot of black pepper into it. So
Okay.
when it goes through our throat, it gives a very
Uh,
relaxing, feel. Because when you
right.
are having a cold or a sore throat, your taste goes off very fast, especially when you have cold. Your tongue
Right.
becomes bitter, you have that bitter taste, you have sour taste inside. So to balance that or to make yourself feel that your taste is not gone, we add a lot of
Mhm.
pepper.
Right, right.
So
And
in
some
that
people
way,
would take it as whole, like they use it as whole, and some
uh,
people would crush it and then sprinkle over salads or on soup as well,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, they do
So
that.
when they use it as a whole and when they sprinkle, does the taste differ?
Very much, very much. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because
Yes.
when you take, say, for example, when we are making soup,
Mhm.
to make the broth, we take the bones of chicken. Okay,
Mhm.
basically the bones of chicken. We put it in a pressure cooker with a little bit of water, turmeric, and salt. That's all we put. So
Mhm.
turmeric is basically put so that if there are any impurities in that, it just gets
Mhm.
washed away. But then we take that as a broth. Now,
Okay.
when the broth has come, we have just a taste when you have salt and water. That's the taste
Mhm.
that we get. But the moment we add spices into it, the thing
Mhm.
just completely changes. The aroma becomes different, the pungent taste becomes different, the smell becomes different. So
Mm-hmm.
pepper makes a lot of difference in your dishes. And we
Mm-hmm.
use pepper in most of our dishes, especially on the south side. Spice is something that we want in most of our dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly it is either this one or the chili powder.
Right, right. And I
Yes.
have seen that people use black pepper in biryani as well. You know, that
Yes.
also adds up to the taste and
Yes.
aroma as well.
Aroma. That's the thing. So pepper has a good aroma. As in that
Mm-hmm.
kicking but like when you take it as a powder, it might get inside your nose. It'll be a very bad thing. But if you put it some dishes, the aroma is totally different. You get a
Mm-hmm.
mixture of aromas. That's why in Kerala, biryani and all, it's very spicy. Even in
Mm-hmm.
Andhra, I don't know if you've heard, for
Mm-hmm.
Hyderabadi biryani, it's called basically.
Right,
The
right,
amount of spices they use is really good, in which most of the South Indians love that kind of flavor
right,
in it,
right.
right? So mostly the spicy part is something that really makes up a lot. So what kind of spice do you use on a daily basis?
Like I'm feeling inferiority complex here because we don't use much spices. You sound like so tasty, so delicious when you talk about all these things, and now it's my
Exactly,
turn.
exactly, exactly.
So you'll feel bland now when I
It's
start talking. It's
bland.
bland. Specifically in
Good.
my house, I would say my mother-in-law is on strict diet, so
Okay.
she follows many precautions when it comes to meals, right? So
Mm.
for her, we prepare different dishes, right? So to just reduce our work, our house chores, or our cooking time, we would make the same dish for everyone. So that too
So
bland
it's on
completely.
repeat.
Uh-huh. And
Oh,
now we have become habitual to it. We don't need
oh,
any taste. We are
okay,
okay with eating
okay.
bland food.
Hmm.
And my mother-in-law would always tell us that why are you waiting to become ill or then to have this kind of food? You've
Exactly.
already started eating bland food or this bitter gourd and what do we call Loki? Bottle gourd, right?
Hmm.
So you've
Yes.
already started eating this, so you'll not become ill. You'll not fall ill. So it's
Hmm.
good.
Yes.
You're already taking precautions.
Exactly, exactly. So when it comes to the food part, I'm not very familiar with a lot of, dishes or the ingredients in it, but I'm a big time Epicurean, which
Mhm.
makes me, want to try every single thing in the part of our side or the other side also. Because in most of the cases, people say that foreign countries have a very bland food, especially the Americans or the
Mhm.
British. They have a very bland, they can't tolerate spice when it comes, not as much as you can think of. So their
Yes.
spice level or tolerance level when it comes to spice is very different. So for
Mhm.
their food, we call it as bland. That's the
Right.
food because there's no, for every dish, we need spice in it, unless and until it's a dessert.
Mhm.
Other
Right.
than that, spice is a very big factor, especially on this side. But I've heard that in North India, mostly they do add spice, but on a very minimal level.
Moderate
It's
spices.
it's on a mediocre level. So
Mhm.
yeah, right. That's about it. So when it comes to spices and all of the things, I'm not very familiar with it. That's why I'm not talking much about that. But the only thing which I knew about was my side, that was black pepper. That's why I
Yeah.
gave some information about that and how we use it in our households. So yes, anything else that you would like to know?
No, it was nice. Like I've learned a few vocabularies when we were discussing this thing. But yes, I would love to know how do you inculcate new vocabulary in your speaking? Like I'm
Hmm.
sure that we all are learners, lifetime learners, right? No matter
Yes.
how much we learn, but we still have a
Yes.
lot of room for learning more and
Exactly.
more. So how do you
Exactly.
practice learning vocabulary in your day-to-day life?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So with me, vocabulary is a totally different part. So whenever my learners come, I always tell them to take vocabulary as your last resort. Do not inculcate in the beginning because only when you are or only when you have a fluency to talk, only then comes the play of vocabulary there. Because otherwise, there's no point in learning vocabulary alone and trying to use when you are not proper in your fluency. So I always tell my learners to take this as a last resort, but with advanced level learners, I would, motivate them more to use vocabulary. So what I used to do is I was a very passionate learner from my childhood itself. I used to, get obsessed with this language over a long period of time. And that's why I took that as my major subject also in my education. So Now if I say this part, it won't be much useful because people nowadays have very bare amount of time to work a lot on these. What I used to do is I used to take down commonly used words. Say for example, I think I tell this example in most of my classes. So we always use the word happy. We say you are happy, we are happy, they are happy. We keep on using the same word again and again. Why not try alternatives for those instead of changing the word or making it into a difficult word by changing the whole sentence, the meaning of the whole sentence? Try to inculcate words which does not have much change, but it will look polished at the same time. Say for happy, you have n number of words: delighted, jovial, elated, or glad. But it's very rare that we use such words. We keep on using happy every time. So try to replace the words. Say, for example, for tired also, we either use tired or we use exhausted. Now, exhausted was a very less common word, but now it has become a common word. Now, what other words can you use for that? You can say, I'm drained out, or I'm burnt out, I'm feeling under the weather, or anything of that sort. When you're feeling, a little bit out when it comes to
Mhm.
health. So that's what I tell most of my learners. Try to replace, try to use synonyms in your life rather than using the same words again and again and again. It'll, to an extent, even I felt I was getting bored with the commonly used words.
Right.
Sad, happy. If somebody asks me, how is my day going? I'm just like, what, not going good. Instead, I can use another thing, okay?
Right.
Maybe I'm feeling gloomy today, which says
Uh-huh.
that it was not a pretty good day. I was not enjoying my day. But instead, when you say that you were excited for your day or you were very glad with your day, you can say, I was on cloud nine today.
Mhm.
You
Right.
know? Yeah. So try to replace the
Mhm.
commonly used words with words which have similar meaning. That is synonyms, basically.
Mhm.
So that was something that I used to inculcate from my childhood. I
Mhm.
used to read a lot also, right?
Mhm.
But I don't have that habit right now because, as you said, responsibilities increase after a certain age, right? So my whole point or my whole language had a lot of grip from the books that I read.
Mhm.
So
Right. So
that's
a big
how.
shout out to reading habit, I must say.
Very much, very much.
Right.
Look, it doesn't involve practicality,
Mhm.
but when you read, you are getting something or the other.
Hmm. True.
Right. So I always tell my learners practicality is very important. It's not
Mhm.
that to improve your language, you just have to listen to something or read something. You have to speak. That's
Mhm.
the whole point, right? When you want to communicate with somebody, I always tell this example. See, when you want to learn a sport or when you want to play a sport, can you, have a grip over the sport just by reading or watching it? No. You have to get onto the ground and start playing it, right? That's the same with anything that you do.
Right. It's
You
simple,
have
but
to.
it's just we make it complicated.
Exactly, exactly.
Uh,
Look, speaking, listening, reading, and writing is just a gateway or a gate through for your speaking.
mhm.
It's not that it is speaking, it is a
Mhm.
gateway for your speaking. You can't, have a dependency on it for your speaking. You
Mhm.
can have a dependency, but use it wisely for it.
Mhm.
Like I said, if you want to learn new words, reading is the best option that you can use. You'll
Mhm.
get to know. See, when you find a new word, what's the first thing that you do? Check onto Google. Okay, what's the meaning of the word? Rather than that, try to figure it out by yourself.
Hmm.
When a sentence is there and if you find a new word, okay, this is the sentence. So, what could be the meaning? Try to guess it like that. And then when you open the dictionary or when you open Google and you find that you've guessed it right, that's another satisfaction that you get, right? And
Right,
when
right.
you see that word once or twice, you're going to be perfect with that word, no matter
Mhm.
what.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So that's something that I used to do with my vocabulary over a
Uh-huh.
certain period of time. Right. So what are you doing for your vocabulary?
I do the same thing, as
Mhm,
you've already mentioned, that I
mhm.
I also try to learn synonyms, and
Yes,
whenever I read something or whenever I come across any new word, so I try to guess the meaning first. And
exactly.
if I'm able to guess it, or sometimes it happens that you don't know the meaning of the word, but still you know in which context you have to use it, right? So you do not to
Exactly.
research about each and every word you come across. You simply get the meaning or you simply get the context and start using it, right? And you
Exactly.
have to be
Exactly.
curious enough to learn this language, and that will sort everything out, I must say.
Everything out. Yes. And it's not a process which stops in between. It's an endless process. It
Hmm.
just keeps going like a cycle again and again and again. You can't
Right.
stop. So all of my learners ask me, Ma'am, what level are you? Where have you reached? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself? I would say I'm still on 7.5. I have still a
Mhm.
long way to go. I wouldn't consider myself as a perfect speaker because I
Mhm.
still have, because every day we are learning something or the other. And every day the amount of words that flush out are very much
Mhm.
different. Right. So it's an endless process. It's just that you need to have a lot of patience when you're learning
Uh-huh.
something. Right. Yes.
Right. So thank
So
you so much for these
no problem.
insightful
No problem.
suggestions. And
Yes,
at the
I
end of the
hope
session, we are already running out of time. So could you please give me
exactly.
some quick feedback?
Your feedback. Oh my God. You're very good with the language. I think, like you said, vocabulary is something that you can work on. Maybe a lot of phrases which you can use in between sentences, like idioms.
Mhm.
Very rare. People rarely use idioms. I've just heard one or two use idioms in their sentences or conversations. So you can try to inculcate such things in your sentences. Vocabulary is a major thing because you're an advanced level speaker. Like I said, for an advanced level speaker, a feedback would always be to improve your vocabulary and your way of speaking, maybe your accent, you can work on a bit if you want to work on that. But it's totally your choice because we all have an Indian accent. We can't match up to an American accent or a
Mhm.
British accent to an extent. It's
Mhm.
just that we can try to imitate them, but it doesn't come very fast.
No, I'm not even fascinated by that. I'm okay with neutral
Exactly.
accent.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So, where you can polish your language is your vocabulary because
Vocabulary.
you don't have grammatical mistakes, you don't have any other problems when it comes to the language. I think you can give more importance to your vocabulary rather than anything else, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
I also feel the same way. I'm definitely going
exactly.
to work upon this.
Thank you
And
so
we'll
much.
meet you very soon again.
Sure. Thank you so much. I hope it was, fruitful enough because you saw another video, and I hope I didn't disappoint you in any or the other way watching,
No,
having a conversation with me. So thank you so much. I had a
no.
lovely